Dear viewers, if you're watching this, that means that I am in Canada. Let's work on some floating platforms. So in today's episode, as I mentioned, I am probably in Canada when you're watching this. I will try and check comments as usual, but maybe a little less active than normal. And just to make sure that I can take feedback from other episodes, I'll be doing a different area of the game in each of the upcoming episodes so that we can sort of explore various areas. And today I'd like to work on some floating platforms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the floor in this cave. This is our test level built by the members of the Zuma public server. And I'm going to basically change it up so that we've got just a hole in the ground here, and we're going to try and work on some mechanics for a floating platform that moves back and forth between the 2 points, and you have to kind of jump on it, and then it carries you to the other side. I think it should be pretty cool. Okay, so we've got a bit of a pit here, which is pretty good. Later on in the series, we're going to be working on some death conditions, and falling into one of these holes will act as a death condition. It'll look like a long drop. We'll play around with that at another time. So today we're going to be trying to work on some moving platforms. So we're going to have to work out how this goes, because we can teleport players. And players who are being teleported can still move around separate to the teleport. So say we were being teleported. Let's go over to the redstone a second and just set up a quick experiment here. Okay, so I'm just going to temporarily grab this fill clock here, and I'm going to go TP at P, and then I'm going to put 0.1 here. You can see we're being moved in the positive direction by the teleport, but we can still walk around. We can still move while being teleported, which is going to be quite useful for us, I think, because if the platform, the way games normally handle this kind of thing is that the player's position becomes a child position of a platform they are stood on, and Minecraft doesn't really have that sort of thing built in. Now, I know Beta the Data did a map a while ago that had moving floor platforms, and I was briefly talked to him a little bit about it, and he says that you can kind of shut up, phone. You can kind of do this sort of teleport thing to hang on. Anyway, so I'm hoping that we can basically use teleports to add to the movement of a player in addition, so that if, say, we have a platform like maybe a 3-wide platform like this, while we are on the platform is moving, and we can move around on the platform, but if we stand still, we're moving with it. I think we can do that. Now, it's going to be interesting. We need to make the platform out of something. We can't make it out of solid blocks, because it would have to snap to a solid block position. So it would appear like that, and then the entire thing would move over like this. And that's kind of a bit of a weird experience, a bit jarring. I'd prefer a smoother motion. So I think we have a few options. I want to try some things quickly. Okay, so here we have a falling sand block textured to look like grass. Actually, really curious what happens if we set this to stained glass. That's good to know. That's good to know. Anyway, so I was thinking we can have let's put this back to something sensible. Let's go with hardened clay. So this was our platform. We can move this around because it's falling sand. We can summon this in any location. We can do that at 4.1 and it'll shift over 0.1 of a block. So we can get a fairly smooth movement effect. But you can see there's two things here. Firstly, this does not have a hitbox. It will not support our weight. And secondly, it's jittering around like crazy. Now, I think if we put a block underneath it... this is not how I remember falling sand behaving. Hang on. It's not resting on the block. That's really odd. Minus 0.3? Minus 0.5? I don't think it used to do it like that. There we go. So now the jittery effect of this block is lost. And for all intents and purposes, it really does just look like a regular block. So what I want to try now is, we can't place a block there right now because it's being summoned. Let's get rid of it a second. What happens if we get a barrier block? Give Sparks Minecraft barrier. Place it here and underneath, like so. Now, the top piece of barrier will let us stand on it, and the bottom piece of barrier will stop the block from falling. Let's see if that works. That seems to work. So it's a barrier block disguised as a falling sand. Now, something interesting we can do here with this is that we can shift the platform over, but it does mean that, say the platform was sort of at a half stage like this, there will be a lip of block that you can stand on that is outside of the falling sand block. So there will be like an invisible bit of block you can land on. So if the platform was in the middle of moving, you could jump. Oop, that was fall. You can jump and you end up on the lip there, and it feels like you should have fallen off. But I think that may be a limitation of Minecraft, because you can't teleport players up to why are there two armor stands up there? Two sets. There should only be one. That's very odd. I'll have to look into that later. This is left over from an experiment I was doing earlier. So I think this is what we can do for moving platforms. So basically I'm thinking this is how we allow players to stand on the platform and to texture it to look however we want. We'll need an entity that is controlling this, and we need a way of telling the platform what it's supposed to be doing, like how it's moving. Now, a favourite trick of Dragnar's, which I think might be kind of cool here, is to use stairs. So you basically have an invisible armor stand that is the platform, and you tell it to move by placing stairs. So this platform would do this, and then you put a corner here, and another one like that, and then a corner here, and this would create a loop. So basically, the armor stand checks to see what kind of block is under it. If the stair is facing this way, it teleports it in this direction, kind of thing. Conveyor belt style. The problem with this is we cannot really reverse the movement. Maybe we can come up with some sort of reversing system. So there could be a specific block at the end of this, and we'll hide this underneath the map, or even to the side somewhere that's difficult to see. So we could have an armor stand with a direction, like a direction score of 0, meaning forwards, to be traveling along like this. And if it hits a redstone block, we could set its direction score to 1 or reverse, and then it would follow these back in the opposite direction, maybe. That might be a way to do it. And I mean, this would allow for fairly complex paths where we can draw out exactly where we want it to go. If we do this, we'll have to think about some other things. For example, we need to teleport the player differently depending on which direction the platform is moving. This would probably not allow us to do diagonals very well. We'd have to do this. And by the way, when a stair looks like a cornery one like this, I think it still has the damage value of facing this way. It's just visually not the case. So we could do that. And there's the other thing we'd have to set is the speed, if we wanted different speeds for these platforms. So let's try setting up a sample platform. I'm going to create a new fill line here, and we'll just see how this works. Alright, so our test platform is going to go between these 2 points here. I've decided that I'm going to put the instructional blocks down at Y1. So we'll use Y1 for a path, and if we need to, we can use Y0 for extra instructions. So let's go and set... Right, hang on a second. Yes, let's do extra instructions. That probably works quite well. So let's set a redstone block. Let's set a block of a stair right down here. So we're going to go set block at Y1 Minecraft stairs. Okay. It's stone underscore brick underscore stairs. so that's y0 down here, y1. So we can put another block under here. So let's use wool as indicators. So we're going to go with green and let's go with green and red. So green, no, red. Red is going to. Oh, we might want to use red for stop though. I'm going to go with the first two colors. So white means reverse direction, and magenta will be forward direction. So the extra instructions will go under the stairs. I'm making this up as I go along. This may be a terrible idea, and I should not be doing this. And we're going to treat the initial movement as going. Well, I suppose if this is reverse direction, then we probably want to start going this way. So we're going to go like this, and this is the first simple test with just one axis, and we're underneath the platform now. We want to. This might actually be a very small space for checking a 3x3 platform. Let's expand this out a little bit. Okay, and orange will be a forward direction block. So our armor stand is going to go along like this, and then it's going to detect the white wool and change its directional score and head back. That's the goal. And I'm thinking this will only allow us to do two-dimensional platforms, where basically the platform can't really go up or down very powerfully. I wonder whether we should actually. I mean, we could use a certain color block to tell it to move up, but if we wanted to have it like spiral or something, like spiral in a circle, that might be a little limiting in that sense, because you wouldn't be able to draw all the parts of the spiral because you can only put one set of blocks on Y1. I have to think about that. Let's try this for now anyway. Right, so I'm going to summon an armor stand with a custom name of platform. And I think we're going to give it its attributes, like its texture and stuff like that, based on a scoreboard value instead of the name. So we're going to go with custom name of platform, and we're going to go with no gravity 1B, of course, so it doesn't fall. So this is our platform armor stand. Now let's work on the movement mechanics first. So I'm going to set up some new scoreboard objectives over here in my mess of scoreboard objective declarers. I haven't done this very neatly. So scoreboard objectives, add platform direction dummy. Seems like a good start. Let's add this objective. What don't I need? I don't need the crates today. Okay. So we're going to do scoreboard objectives, set display sidebar platform direction. And I'm not quite sure how we do this with level initialization. Probably just set it manually the first time we spawn it. But we're going to have to give this guy a score. So scoreboard players set at E, type equals armor stand, radius equals 3 or 4. Platform direction, and then we're going to give it a direction of 0, meaning that it wants to move forward, which is this direction. So what's the damage value on these stairs, I wonder? Data value of 3. Okay, so we're going to do our first teleport. It's going to be execute at E, type equals armor stand, name equals platform, detect Y1 stone brick stairs with a data value of 3, TP at E, type equals armor stand, C equals 1, and then we'll go 0.1 blocks like that. So that's probably going to start moving now. It's not moving. Why not? Failed to execute. Okay, what have I done wrong? Oh, I see what's happened. I'm sending it in the positive X. I want to be sending it in the negative Z instead. So that's minus 0.1 like that. My bad. And that's not going to move now because it's shunted itself off the edge of the track. So let's try summoning that again. And you can see it kind of stops when it reaches the edge of the platform here. Which is to be expected. Now, normally the direction would have been changed. What we didn't do is I had to resummon it. Let me give it its score back. We need to get type equals armor stand, name equals platform, score platform, equals 0. And then we copy this and paste it here, and then we basically do the opposite. So if the platform score min equals 1, and it detects Stonebrick Stairs with a damage value of 3, we teleport it positive, like that. Then I guess we need to set up the wool. How many directions of stair there are there? There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's put our direction changer here. So execute at E. Okay, I think that's going to be it for us. So I'm going to resummon this guy. Kind of over here. Like this. He's not going to move yet because he doesn't have a score. We give him a direction score of 0, and nothing happens. So I've got platform. Let me change that on this one as well first, so that it works. Platformed and platformed. There we go. So it should start moving, and when it hits the end, it should change direction. It does. Fantastic. And when it hits the orange, it should change direction in the opposite direction. It doesn't. Okay, so I missed something with the orange wool. Basically, over here we've got this here. We've got to execute on platform armor stands that detect wool with a damage value of 0 to set the platform direction to 1. And then this was supposed to be the opposite. Execute on name equals platform detect wool. Oh, that should be 0. I changed the wrong number. I changed the wrong 0. That should be at 1 because it's orange wool. Right, let's summon it again. Okay, so far so good. Direction was changed to 1 at the end there, and he goes all the way over here, and he bounces back. Fantastic. So we have the beginnings of a moving platform here that we can control using a track, as it were, down below. So that's cool. If this is a 3-wide platform, we actually probably want to stop it here and here, like so, because then it will brush up against the edge here. That seems a little better. So I guess the next step, let's try generating the platform next. Okay, so check this out. It's constantly deleting grass near it. So it kind of, as it moves, it deletes grass in a section that is 1 block larger than itself. What just happened? So it executes on the platform to fill 2 air, replace grass. This is just, it would actually be barrier, but I want to be able to see what's going on. So I'm using grass for the time being. I'm going to copy this, and we're going to go and paste it again, and we're going to change it slightly. We're going to fill the 3x3 platform with grass. Like this. We'll leave that in there. Okay, so look at that. Now I'm hoping I can stand on this. It won't move me with it. Yeah, look at that. Oh, you got to be careful. So this will actually be the barriers doing this. The barriers will be the physical platform that you can step on. This is looking fairly good. Oh, it's actually quite difficult to step on. Once it teleports you as it moves, it should make it easier. It's quite a small area to stand on, but eventually we'll hopefully have it teleporting you as it goes. But that's kind of cool. So you'll notice something I'm doing here is I am setting and replacing the grass with air, and then setting the grass back. If I think if I did it the other way around, I may fall through, because this way there is an entire, like, if you imagine the beginning of the tick being here and the end of the tick being here, and the bottom going before the first, it's basically going set grass, next tick, delete grass, set grass, etc. So I'm going to change this to barrier, which is going to be the next step. And that's probably screwed everything up down there because it's trying to replace grass, barrier. So it seems to be working. Manually get rid of the grass, I guess. Let's hold on to this. Yep, so this is why I didn't want to use barriers initially, but so we've got this invisible platform we can kind of walk on now. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm just going to stop it for a second. Okay, so we've got our platform here. I just want to do some radius stuff because I don't play around with square radiuses very often. I think the way to teleport the player properly here is going to be, using a square radius around this guy. So I think the way this works is I'm just going to do execute just to say at the moment so we can see what's going on. Execute at e type equals armor stand name equals platform to say at p, and then in here we're going to try our volume selector. So I believe it's x equals, do you know what, I don't know if I can do relative coordinates in a volume selector. It doesn't feel like you can. Can you use? I don't think you can. Let me look this up a second. Okay, I would have never have guessed this. I've just been talking to some people on the Crypt map, specifically Sliced Lime tells me that dx, dy, and d, so for a volume selector you've got x, y, and z, which is one corner of your volume selector, and then you've got dx, dy, and dz, which is the other corner of the volume, and then you end up with those two sets of coordinates. You get a cube within which to check. Now, if you want to do it relatively, what you do is you execute on the armor stand as if it is in the first in the corner, so the negative most corner. So we're going to execute on this platform armor stand as if it was -2 blocks away from where it actually is, so the negative most corner, and then we're going to do say at p, and then here we do dx equals 3, I think, dy equals 1, or maybe 0, or maybe 1, dy equals 1, and dz equals 3. Has it stopped? Uh-oh. Oh dear, okay. I'd quite like the platform to be made out of not barrier blocks round about now. Let's put stone here for now. Okay. So it's telling me even over here. What about over here? Yeah, maybe this is too large a selection. Yeah, I think this is too big. I can't really see what the area around it is, but I don't think it was supposed to be 2, because our platform is 3 by 3 and it's in the center. We actually want to be 1 off where it actually is, and then this is going to be probably more righter now. What about this edge here? What about... Oop. We need to get it to say more things so that it's clearer. What about here? So it's kind of a little bit past the edge of the platform that it's currently catching me. What about this side here? Oh, I can be right on the edge here. See, this side is correct. This side I think is 1 off. Let's try changing that 3 to a 2 and see what happens. And then over this side. Ooh. Okay, and then the edge. All good. And this edge. Also good. But as soon as I step on it... Whoop, as soon as I step on it, yeah, it goes. I think we have something here. I think that's good. Oh, thank God Sly Slime told me about that. I would not have known that that's how they work. Okay, check this out. Whoop. While I'm on the platform, it teleports me. 0.1 blocks. How quickly is this being moved again? 0.1, and I'm teleporting 0.1 here. So this is if the platform dir is 1, and then if we copy that and do the opposite for platform dir of 0, this is complicated. This is a lot of different checks depending on what the platform is doing. Once we start getting into, basically there's 4 directions, but there are 2 ways you could move in each direction, because depending on what the direction setting is. Wow, that made so much sense. There are 4 ways the stairs can point. Depending on if you're going forward or reverse, that's 2 options per thing. So that's 8 possible teleport directions. So if the platform dir is 0, we want to go minus 0.1. Let's start this again and see what happens. And change stone to something else, I guess. Let's go with grass again for a second. Everybody loves grass. Okay, now we just put the stair back. And hop on. It didn't teleport me. It's teleporting me this way. But not backwards. I needed a min here. Min equals 1. Okay, so 1 was over. They were basically overriding each other, I think. Okay, look at that. We're moving. I think we're staying more or less exactly where we should be, but we can strafe. We can move around on the platform itself without any issues. Like, we can move around. It's a bit of a jerky teleport, which kind of annoys me, but oh, whoa. I think I just failed to jump off then. I think it teleported me back onto the platform. We need to set this up so that it does some summoning magic. Oh man, that's weird. Are you seeing that? It like teleports me back onto the platform. If you jump off at the wrong time, that's kind of annoying. I wonder if we can fix that by setting the dy to 0. I suspect this is going to put us out of the range, because that'll be checking for us inside the platform. Yeah. Can I do like a 0.1 or something in here? 0.5. Or does that break it? I don't think you can do that in these. No. Okay, I'm adding a score in air equals 0 to the selector so that it pulls you if you are on the ground, but if you jump, it should no longer grab onto you. I'm just going to play around with this a bit and see if I can replicate the jumping off and then actually being teleported back onto the platform thing a second. That's weird. It's now kind of leaving you behind a little bit. It's not quite moving you at the same rate, which suggests... Hang on a second. Let's see what happens to the in-air score when I jump on this. I think it's going to flicker. Let's have a look and see. Oh yeah, look at that. But you can see the platform kind of catches up underneath me. And I'm not staying consistently in the center. I think because it just briefly thinks I'm in the air. That's annoying. Oh, and the teleport thing still happened. So that hasn't fixed anything at all. Okay. Okay, guys. Whoop. So, you know what, in all honesty, I'm having mixed feelings about these platforms. I'd love to use them in the game, but look at how jittery that texturing is, and getting off can be a little tricky. Whoop. But there are pills for that. No, but I don't know, how do you guys feel about these platforms? I mean, I'm kind of torn. Parts of me think it's kind of awesome, and look, sometimes it looks really smooth. When you get on it, though, it's kind of a little jerky. I like you can move around properly on them. You can fall off. By the way, there is a second layer of barriers being set and destroyed underneath the thing as well for the falling sand to rest on. So I don't really know how I feel about it entirely. I don't know whether this is worth pursuing, because if you jump at just the wrong moment, it teleports you back onto the platform, which is really odd. But I don't know, it might be kind of cool. I'm going to talk to Beta, or at least let Beta have a look at this video and see what he thinks, whether there's any ways of doing this better. But I think I'm going to call it here for this episode, and just sort of get your feedback on it, see what you guys think. Because I think it'd be really cool to have these platforms. I don't know whether we should be making an effort to make it look better. Let me just get rid of this hide the armor stand as well, just so we can get a proper idea. So that's our finished product, as it were. It seems a lot smoother when you're on the ground sometimes. It doesn't quite connect with the edge here, but yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Maybe I'll try setting one of these up just for the end of the episode in the ruiny area, in the actual level. I've just realised this pit has an orientation that is different to the command blocks we've set up so far for the floor. I don't really want to work on it anymore until I get you guys to have your say. So I think I'm going to call it there for today. Mixed success. I don't know how I feel about it. Might be awesome, might be terrible and need to be thrown away, or maybe there's a better way of doing it. I don't know. But thank you as always for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.